For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. I just finished a loss control inspection at a Hilton in Whittier, California, and the owner and the general manager were walking me around 203 rooms, the pool, electrical room, everything. But in the middle of it, they're like, you want to have lunch? And we stopped in their new restaurant area, got to order whatever we wanted, which was a nice little perk, nice bacon cheeseburger. And we got to talking, and they were both believers, the owner particularly, and they both got to talking about all these things, and that scripture came to mind. I can't even remember exactly what, just talking about the entitlement of the younger generations today, and we can't blame them because they've been brought up in a world that teaches them to be that way, conditions them to be that way, and there's a lack of gratitude and that encouragement of rebellion against authority, against your parents. You know, one of the commandments is thou shalt honor thy parents. You know, even when they don't, we all have, none of us are perfect, including parents. But when we honor our Father in heaven, and then we honor him when we honor our parents, and, you know, there's so many different ways in which the system is broken. The powers of this world have us warring against a system established here in this country, they say, but the same people that established that system established it in a way to control us by conditioning us against the godly system that is innately in us. If we hadn't rebelled against, you know, our own conscience, because we've been conditioned against our own conscience, because God wrote his moral law, he coded us with what is good in us, we think it's just inherent in human nature as some product of whatever, but God implanted that in us. But because we have our own free will and desires that pull us away from loving one another and thinking of the collective, we get caught up in thinking about ourselves and our own feelings, and this is stuff I go into. And our feelings can often be massaged by things in this world. And so we start putting priority in making money and getting things in this world that we think will bring us some form of happiness. But the reality is, like, the best thing about making extra money with another side job like this is just knowing that, first of all, I can provide for myself and, you know, future wife and kids, and just pay the bills so that we can do what we're here to do, and that's to help others, to be available and ready, you know, for those around us and our family and our friends in the workplace that we meet, like we did today. We had a great conversation about the Lord, you know, and you can see there's different levels of discernment, but you see in somebody when they have the joy of the Lord, when they just are very gracious and everything and hospitable, then you see that come out. And we all have our flaws. I know I do, but you know, where our treasure is, there our heart will be. When our treasure is in heaven, our heart will be more in alignment with that. People will see it, and we won't put so much value on things that can be taken away, that can be manipulated, that, you know, can ultimately turn against us. And I'm not even talking about AI. But just when we make our treasure in heaven, planting seeds for the kingdom. It's like you plant flowers, you plant trees, you plant vegetables, you get your reward when they grow and crops. And those are good things. Those are good things in this world. But when you plant seeds for the kingdom, it's like we don't get to see those. But those treasures will be there later. And I can only imagine just what a joyous day it will be, you know, to hear those words, well done, good and faithful servant. You know, you face trials in this world, but you didn't let that deter your faith. And you put your treasure in heaven. And we can enjoy things in this world as long as they don't become the priority and take a hold of us. So anyway, something to think about. Matthew 6:21. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. And when your heart is with the Lord and it's with him consistently, people will see it, and you'll be planting seeds, and you'll just have more of a peace and a joy, and you'll be more productive. So anyway, I hope this finds you well. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow.